Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I will solve some PYQs of GATE based on first law of thermodynamics. And the first question was asked in the year 1993 and it carries 1 mark. Before starting, I must say one thing to all of you. Please do subscribe to this channel. Of course, like it and share it to your friends. So first question is like this. A steel ball of mass 1 kg of specific heat 0.4 kilojoule per kg Kelvin is at a temperature of 60 degrees Celsius. It is dropped into 1 kg of water at 20 degrees Celsius. The final steady state temperature of water is, options are 23.5 degrees Celsius, 30 degrees Celsius, 35 degrees Celsius, 40 degrees Celsius. And it was asked in the year 1993 and it carries 1 mark. So there is a mass of steel ball is given to be 1 kg and specific heat of steel is 0.4 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. And in terms of degree Celsius, the value of specific it will remain same and it will also be 0.4 kilojoule per kg degree Celsius. It means to raise the temperature of steel through 1 degree Celsius, the amount of heat required is same whether you want to raise the temperature through 1 degree Celsius or 1 Kelvin. And initially steel ball is at a temperature of 60 degrees Celsius and it is dropped into 1 kg of water. Water temperature of water is 20 degrees Celsius. We have been asked to find out the steady state temperature of water. You see, the temperature of steel ball is higher, that is 60 degrees Celsius, and temperature of water is lower. So steel will lose heat and water will gain heat during the process of heat transfer between the steel ball and the water. So we have to find out the final steady state temperature so that that temperature will be attained and maintained once the thermal equilibrium is attained between two temperatures. We know that when a hot body comes in contact with the cold body, heat will be lost by the hot body and heat will be gained by the cold body, and the amount of heat lost by the hot body is equal to amount of heat gained by the cold body. That we will have to apply to solve this problem. So options are in terms of degree Celsius. So let Tf be the final temperature of water which has been asked to find out of water in degree Celsius. Then we have to apply the heat lost by steel ball is equal to heat gained by water. So we know that Q is equal to M into S into delta theta, where M is equal to mass of an object, S is equal to specific heat of an object, and the delta theta is the temperature change in the object. Heat transfer Q is equal to Ms delta theta. So in this case, heat lost by steel ball will be Ms into Cs into delta theta, that is temperature drop. Since the steel ball is losing heat, so temperature will drop in case of steel ball. Temperature drop is equal to mw, that is mass of water, into cw, specific heat of water, into delta, suppose this is delta theta 1 and this is delta theta 2, temperature gain, temperature rise or temperature rise of, this is steel, this is water. So you see ms into cs. So initial temperature of steel ball is at 60 degree Celsius. So heat lost will be, the temperature drop will be In case of mass of steel ball is given to be 1 kg. So I will take directly 1 kg into specific heat is given. Specific heat of steel ball is given to be 0.4 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Since we are asked to find out the answer in terms of degree Celsius, I can take it also as 0.4 kilojoule per kg degree Celsius, like this, 0.4 kilojoule per kg degree Celsius. This is same as 0.4 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. There is no difference between that. This is also applicable. So 1 kg into specific heat, for specific heat I'll write according to the given question 0.4 kilojoule per kg degree Celsius I can take. There is no problem in it. And T1 is initially the temperature of steel ball was 60. So 60 minus Tf. The final temperature of steel ball and water will remain same. After equilibrium, both will attain the same temperature, because that according to the conditions of thermal equilibrium, when two bodies at two different temperatures are brought in contact with each other, finally after the transfer of energy or heat, both of them will attain a steady state temperature or equal temperature. So Tf will be same for both steel ball and for water, is equal to heat gained by water. So water, mass of water is also given to be in the question, that when steel ball is dropped into mass of water is 1 kg. And we know that the specific heat of water is 4.187 kilojoule per kg degree Celsius. And you know that water being a liquid, Cp and Cb value will assume same values. Cp and Cb will assume same values, and you know that values of Cp and Cb are different only for gases, not for liquids. So you can straight away take this value. This is both for Cb and Cp, 4.187 kilojoule per kg degree Celsius for water, multiplied by the temperature rise of water. Initially the temperature of water was given in the question, that is 1 kg of water at 20 degrees Celsius. So that means, that is, the temperature rise will be Tf minus 20. So we have to find out the temperature Tf. On equating this, we find out 0.4 multiplied by 60 minus Tf is equal to 4.187 Tf minus 4.187 multiplied by 20, or I can write down this 24 minus 0.4 Tf is equal to 4.187 Tf minus 4.187 multiplied by 20 results in 83.74. On equating this, 4.187 Tf, bringing this Tf into this side, this will be plus, this will plus sign will be placed before this, plus 0.4 Tf is equal to 24. On bringing this into this side, plus sign will be put. So 24 plus 83.74, or 4.587 Tf is equal to 107.74. So Tf will be 107.74 divided by 4.587 is equal to 23.488 degrees Celsius. Among the given options, you see the answer is 23.488 degrees Celsius, and from among the given options, the closest Answer is 23.5 degrees Celsius. So option A would be the correct answer. And option B is 30 degrees Celsius, 35 and 40. These are not the closest. So closest one is 23.5 degrees Celsius. So option A is the correct answer. So the second question is a vertical cylinder with a freely floating piston. Inside this contains 0.1 kg of air at 1.2 bar and a small electrical resistor. Some electric current is passed through this resistor, and this piston cylinder arrangement contains 0.1 kg of air, and the pressure inside the cylinder is 1.2 bar. You know that 1 bar is equal to 10 to the power 5 Pascal. So this is 1.2 into 10 to the power 5 Pascal. The pressure inside you see air is inside the cylinder, and some electric current is passed through through a resistor. You see the resistor is wired to an external 12 volt battery. When a current of 1.5 amperes is passed through the resistor for 90 seconds. You see the 12 volt battery and a current of 1.5 amperes is passed through the resistor for 90 seconds. This is the time. Then the piston sweeps a volume of 0.01 meter cube. So energy is supplied to this system. If you consider this as a system with this is suppose your boundary, this is a closed system. Here the energy is supplied in the form of electrical work. Since these electrons are crossing the boundary, some electrical work is given into the system. Once the work is supplied into a system, that is work done on the system, that means this is the energy given into the system in the form of electrical energy. And these piston and cylinder are insulated so that no heat can flow between the system and surroundings, either from system to surrounding or from surrounding to system. No heat transfer can take place. So only energy interaction that comes into the system is electrical energy, and then energy that comes out of the system is in the form of displacement work. When this air pushes the piston and air displaces a volume of 0.01 meter cube. That means this is a PDB work. PDB work or piston displacement work, and pressure remains constant at 1.2 bar or 1.2 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 Pascal, and change in volume being the 0.01 meter cube. So we have to find out what is the rise in temperature. We can apply the energy CB of air. Air is assumed to behave like an ideal gas, with CB value being 700 joule per kg Kelvin. So we have to find the rise in temperature of air. This is not an MCQ type of question, and we have to find out the answer. You see, we will apply the energy balance equation, that is E in minus E out is equal to delta E. E in is the summation of energy that enters into the system through boundary, and E out is the summation of total energy that comes out of the boundary. This is total energy entering into the system, and this is the total energy leaving the system. This is the total energy entering into the system, and this is the total energy leaving the system, and the net energy is stored in the system and results in an increase in the energy of the system, and this is equal to delta EK plus delta EP plus delta U. We have already discussed about this. This delta U is nothing but the molecular internal energy. And since this is a case of stationary system, these two terms can be reduced to 0. So what we found is, now the equation is E in minus E out equal to delta U only. delta U only. So you see what is the energy in. Here energy is entering the system in the form of electrical energy. Since electrons cross the system boundary here, this is form of work or electrical work. So electrical work is, W is equal to voltage into charge, that is voltage into charge, VQ. So we can write this voltage into, in the place of Q I can write current multiplied by time. Time during which the current flows, product of current and time is charge. So VIT. So that is, the voltage is 12 volt and current is given in the question. Current is 1.5 amperes, 1.5 amperes multiplied by time. Time during which this electric current flows is given to be 90 second. 90 second. This is 90 second. So on multiplying this by 90 second, this becomes 1080 multiplied by 1.5. This is this much of joule. We know that voltage into ampere into second produces the unit joule, the unit of energy. So E out is the piston displacement work, that is integral of PdV. We have already discussed that piston displacement work is integral of PdV. Since the pressure remains pressure of air, and you see inside the cylinder there is air which can be assumed to behave like an ideal gas. So that is PdV. So pressure remains constant at 1.2 bar, which is nothing but 1.2. Since pressure is constant, pressure is not varying, so you can take this outside this integration sign. So this is Pascal, and change in volume is given in the question, that is 0.01 meter cube. So this is equal to 1.2 multiplied by 10 to the power 5. 0.01 is nothing but 10 to the power minus 2. That is 1.2 multiplied by 10 to the power 3. This is again joule. So this is equal to 1200 joule. So E in minus E out. E in minus E out is equal to 1080 multiplied by 1.5 minus E out is 1200 joule, that is 1200. This is all is in joule. Delta U molecular internal energy of an ideal gas is a function of temperature only. According to Joule's law, U is a function of temperature only, and delta U, as we have discussed earlier, delta U is nothing but mCV delta T, where m is the mass of ideal gas, Cv is the Cv of specific heat at constant volume of ideal gas, delta T is the temperature increase. Since this, if this is positive, there will be increase in temperature, and if this value is negative, then this will be negative, delta T, or there will be a decrease in temperature also. So on finding out this, m is given to be, there is 0.1 kg of air in the question. It is given 0.1 kg of air inside the cylinder. So 0.1 multiplied by 700 multiplied by delta T. So you see, this is 1080 multiplied by 1.5 is 1620 minus 1200 is equal to 0.1 multiplied by 700 multiplied by delta T. So this is equal to 70 multiplied by delta T, and this is 420. And dividing 420 by 70, delta T is equal to 6. delta T is equal to 6. So answer can be in terms of 6 degrees Celsius or 6 Kelvin. There is no problem in it. So it has been asked to find the rise in temperature of air. We can express it in terms of degrees Celsius or Kelvin, whatever you want. It can be 6 degrees Celsius or 6 Kelvin. So same answer. There is no problem in writing. So this is another question, that is question number 3, and the question that I solved was asked in the question that second question that was asked in the year 2003. This question was asked in the year 2003. So this is another question, that is a 2 kilowatt 40 liters water heater is switched on for 20 minutes. The specific heat Cp for water is 4.2 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Sometimes the Cp of water is precisely the specific heat of Cp of water is 4.187, and sometimes it can be taken to be 4.2 also, 4.2 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Assuming all the electrical energy has gone into heating the water, increase of the water temperature in degree centigrade. Is options are 2.7, 4, 14.3, 25.25. It was asked in the year 2003. So there is a water heater whose power is 2 kilowatt, and the amount of water is that can be held in that water heater is 40 liters, and it is switched on for 20 minutes. That means some electrical current is supplied. That means we know that when electrical current is given, there will be heat will be produced, and that heat in this case is going on to increase the water temperature of water only. So we are required to find out the increase of the water temperature due to the supply of electric current into this water heater. So you see, what is first we have to find out what is the heat produced due to the flow of due to the flow of electric current, and this power of the heater being 2 kilowatt. That means in 1 second the 2 kilojoule of energy is supplied. 2 kilowatt means 2 kilojoule per second. So 2 kilowatt, you know that power multiplied by time is the energy. Power multiplied by time is the energy supply. So here energy we want to calculate, energy in the form of heat. So that is 2 kilowatt multiplied by 20 minutes. If you convert that 20 minutes into second, that will be 20 into 60 second. You know, kilowatt into second will give the kilojoule. So this is the energy input or heat input. This is heat input to water heater. 2 kilowatt multiplied by 20 into 60, that is 20 minutes is equal to 20 multiplied by 60 second, and this is the heat input, and this will be this much joule, 2400 kilojoule, because kilowatt multiplied by second is kilojoule. And assuming all the electrical energy has gone into heating the water, so what is the increase in water temperature? You know that Q is equal to mc delta T. So it has been asked to find out in terms of degrees Celsius. So m is nothing but rho, density into volume, because the volume is given in terms of water. The volume of water inside the water heater is 40 liters. So we have to find out mass by multiplying density and volume. Then this C is nothing but the specific heat of water multiplied by delta T is the increase in temperature of water, because all the electrical energy has gone into increase the temperature of water inside the water heater. So rho, density of water, At standard conditions, we know that is 1000 kg per meter cube. 1000 kg per meter cube or 1 gram per centimeter cube into specific heat of water. So sorry, volume is already there. Volume is 40 liters given in the question, that is 40 liters. So we know that 1 liter is equal to 1000 cc. So since we have expressed the density in terms of meter cube, we have to convert this cc into meter cube. You see 1 liter equal to 1000 cc and 1 meter cube is equal to 10 to the power 6 centimeter cube or 10 to the power 6 cc. Because we know that 1 meter equal to 10 to the power 2 cm, 100 cm. So on 1 meter cube, on multiplying this 3 times, this will be 10 to the power 6 cc. So that means 1 cc will be 10 to the power minus 6 meter cube. So 40 liter means, volume is 40 liter means 40 multiplied by 10 to the power 3 cc. If you want to convert this into meter cube, that will be 40 multiplied by 10 to the power 3. Since 1 cc is 10 to the power minus 6 meter cube, 40 multiplied by 10 to the power 3 cc will be meter cube. That will be 10 to the power 3 and here this is 10 to the power 1. 10 to the power 4 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter cube. And that will be 4 into 10 to the power 4, this is 10 to the power minus 6, 10 to the power minus 2 meter cube. That will be 0.04 meter cube. 0.04 meter cube. So volume will be 0.04 meter cube. And multiplied by specific heat of water. Specific heat of water is given to be 4.2 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and it can also be taken as 4.2 kilojoule per kg degree Celsius also, since we have to find out in the increase in temperature of water in terms of degree Celsius. So I can write this as 4.2 kilojoule per kg degree Celsius also, there is no problem in it, multiplied by delta T. And heat input is already 2400 kilojoule. So heat input is 2400 kilojoule. This equal to this. And equating this is 40 multiplied by 4.2 multiplied by delta T. Delta T. So this is equal to 2400. Delta T will be 2400 divided by 168, that is 14.28 degrees Celsius. And out of these options, 4 options, this 4.3 is closest to whatever answer we found out, that is 4.28 degrees Celsius. And none of the options is closer to this option. 4.3 is the closest one. None of other options are closer than this. So that's why we will write the answer. We will take this as our answer. Option C is the correct answer.